Okay, we're back.
Tell me what happened.
And I got Canada Dry fruit splash. My mom forgot it before her cruise.
Where do I even start, though?
I feel like now that Diana's all snuffed out, it literally makes so much sense that it's Ava. Like other than that, like it just really just feels like Ava. Like the only thing that threw me off from her was the footsteps, and now that's sorted out. So I'm just like, I don't know.
How about you begin by explaining why you went to the boiler room?
Why I went there? It was because of a note.
A note?
2 days ago, someone slid one into my room. I never got to see who. I just heard a knock. And when I walked over, there was a note under my door.
I don't remember any of this.
Sorry. It was midday-ish, and you weren't there at the time. And I didn't show you the note later because, well, I'll just read you what it said.
Diana, as you're aware, it is our obligation to speak with those whose blackmail we have obtained. After receiving your blackmail and reading the information disclosed in it, I believe a meeting between us is warranted. In 2 days' time, please come to the underground boiler room at 8:45 a.m. Make sure you arrive promptly and close the door behind you. To avoid discourse, do not show anyone this letter. Do not approach me about it either, even in private. There's always a chance someone can hear. Wolfgang.
Wolfie wrote this?
Wolfgang had Diana's blackmail? But didn't he have Jean's?
Hold on a sec. If you take a closer look, the handwriting on that note, doesn't it resemble the handwriting on Wolfgang's note?
You're actually right. Even though Wolfgang's note has been water damaged, the words I can make out were in the same messy scroll as Diana's here.
Then someone else was posing as Wolfgang?
The killer, most likely. They must have thought his word was the only one Diana would follow.
Guess it worked, huh?
I didn't want to show this note earlier. Because I was scared of how people would try to twist it. Like saying I faked the note, or that I decided to kill because of it. I thought it would be better to just stay quiet. Pfft. I know you guys think I'm stupid for agreeing to meet in a place like the boiler room. And I am. I am stupid. I just didn't want to disappoint Wolfgang. In case he really did write the note, which was why I left my room around 8:40 a.m. and went downstairs.
Did you catch any strange movement down there?
No, it was just me. I did find the boiler room door hanging open a little bit. But I didn't think much of it. I just went inside and closed the door behind me. Since that's what the note asked me to do.
What did you see inside the boiler room?
The boiler room was really dark. So the first thing I noticed was actually the security camera light. My eyes had to take a few seconds to adjust to everything else. But after that, I finally saw him. Wolfgang was lying in the water, making these weird noises.
Another thing. The one thing that's possibly swaying me away from Ava is the fact that she was at the gaming thing before this even occurred. And, like, we know he was supposed to meet her at, like... Or he was supposed to go down the boiler room at 8:15, so there's no way he would have gone there, like, before or whatever. And we know, like, the time frame, like, when he went. I just don't know, like, how... If he's like this already, when the fuck would she have, like, done this to him? I don't know.
It didn't seem like he'd even noticed me entering the room. Not until... Wolfgang? Hearing his name seemed to snap him out of his trance, because he slowly rose to his feet. Wolfgang, are you okay?
It's you.
Huh?
I can't believe it. I really am finally meeting you.
That's his dad. That's his dad, and he thinks she's the woman in that picture. He thinks that's his wife. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Please, forgive me. Please forgive me for what I've become.
Wolfgang?
Despite how hard I tried, how much I wanted it to be true.
Yeah, I think he thinks that's his wife.
I could never become you. I will always be a failure.
It's okay, Wolfgang.
Or maybe... I don't know. Maybe that is Wolfgang, and he thinks that's her mom, his mom.
Look! There's stairs over here. Come over here and we can get out. I have no idea if he didn't hear me. Or if he was just ignoring me. But, okay. I'll get closer to you then. I went over to the ledge of the platform. The part where the fence had a gap. Just take my hand, okay? And I'll pull you out. He slowly stumbled over. And he held my hand. I didn't really think I could pull him out. I just wanted to be there for him. It was the best I could do. Because I didn't want to enter the water. Staying on the platform felt so much safer. And I really, really hate that it did. It's okay, Wolfgang. We'll get through this together, all right? I was looking at him when I said that. I was looking right at him. But somehow I didn't think to react. When he reached inside his blazer.
Bring her back. Bring her back!
I tried to leave the room, but the door was locked. I didn't know what to do. I started looking around for things to defend myself with, and that's when I saw the gun.
The taser gun? Did you use it?
I took the taser, and I aimed it at Wolfgang, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't shoot him. I just backed away from him. I couldn't understand anything. Why was this happening to me? Why was I being attacked? Why can't I do anything to...
I'm not like you. I'll never be like you. I won't give up until the world knows. I won't give up until everyone knows me as...
All of a sudden, everything turned white. Everything in front of me. Except Wolfgang. In those few seconds, he became pitch black. And then, so did everything else. Even though I didn't see Wolfgang fall over, I heard it. His body cracking against the pavement, and his knife falling into the water. I waited for the gasp of pain, for him to groan or mumble or say something. But there was nothing. There was just me and the silence. That's how it happened.
What the fuck?
That man attacked you?
Oh my goodness, Diana, I'm at a loss for words.
I do not work tonight. I wouldn't be streaming this late if I work tonight. Astor, get the fuck out of here, because I don't want you knowing. If we want a VC, we'll VC. After this. Now skedaddle. Go. You're gonna play this, I promise. Maybe in a few years when the whole game releases. Oh my gosh. Okay, sounds good. Okay. You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, continue.
This is getting too much for me, bros. I think I'm gonna faint.
Holy shit. So Diana really did watch Wolfgang die.
Something tells me that they have like everything planned. So I feel like it won't take that long. Like they have the trial, they have everything like all set up. I feel like it's not gonna take it that long. Maybe like 2 years tops. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I think prologue to chapter 1 was like a year, so I'm a little nervous that it'll be a lot longer. But we'll see. I don't know anything about the project. So they could have just been like, oh yeah, we want to release the prologue as soon as possible, but once we get more things set up, like Shattered Hope. Because they released like chapter 1, they're like, okay, you know what, we're gonna take a step back, get everything ready, and then we'll release most of it when it's done. So I feel like it could be something like that, but I don't know. I probably join like the server once I'm done with this and like look at their project updates. I don't know.
Why was he so violent towards her? It's like he became an entirely different person.
The word you're looking for is crazy.
Excuse me. Despite how hard I tried and how much I wanted it to be true, I can never become you. Would Wolfgang say those words in that particular moment?
How'd you manage to escape the boiler room after all that?
By picking the door's lock.
Ah.
For reals?
I wasn't even thinking. I just started feeling my way back to the door in the dark. Well, my supply bag. I remembered the spare hairpins I always kept inside. So I felt around the bag and dug one out.
I didn't even think that the hairpins could be her until she said it. I didn't really think about the hairpin. Like, obviously the wire's a hairpin, I just didn't really think of it.
To be honest, I have no idea how I managed to unlock the door. The whole thing was repeated trial and error. Just minutes of me telling myself that somehow this next attempt will finally work.
Whoa! Actually unlocking the doors. That's like hitting a bullseye blindfolded.
Now we know why it took so long for her to escape.
I realized why it happened. Getting trapped inside, I mean. The door's lock was on the outside. So, someone must have set the lock before I came downstairs.
The lock is normally on the inside too. The killer purposely flipped it, then left the door open so you would be the one to close it. As for why the killer locked the door to begin with...
It was to frame Diana, right?
Right. The killer made Diana trap herself inside the boiler room, so they could kill Wolfgang in front of her, and force her to remain by his body. Had their plan worked, Diana would only be able to escape if someone from outside entered the boiler room, by which point, that someone would be stumbling across what looks like a cut-and-dry murder case.
Alright, let me...
If the tournament folk found Diana, they would have been playing right into the killer's hands.
Speaking of which...
There we go. Let me go through everyone and see. I'm trying to think, because the taser was in the room, so he couldn't use the taser through the vent. I really don't know. I still think the possibility that Ava set up the controller to explode the thing is also a possibility. He was only 5'11"? Shorty. I'm trying to think of Okay, who doesn't have an alibi for 8:10? I still doesn't. Because I was asleep. So, you're talking about this right now, I'm ruling you out. You have an alibi? Oh, wait. You might not have an alibi. You 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 have an alibi. No, you don't. Oh, no, you have an alibi. You have an alibi. You don't. You do. You do. You do. You do. I'm starting to lean more towards Kai. But I don't know. I really... Because the killer had to go there and, like, stick the sedative in him. Like, I'm still thinking that the sedative is a thing. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Diana, I'm curious to know. Did you unlock the door before or after the tournament attendees arrived downstairs?
It sort of happened at the same time. Like, when I opened the door, there were already people walking down the stairs. Obviously, I couldn't stay inside the boiler room. If anyone saw me close to Wolfgang's body, it would look really bad.
Oh, that's why the blood is there. Like, in the hallway. She was standing around the corner. Just waiting.
The hallway was a bit easier to make out in the dark. So I walked over to a wall bordering one of the storage closets and hid behind it. And stayed as quiet as possible. I was still bleeding a little from Wolfgang's cut, though. And some of that blood ended up dripping onto the floor around me.
It's the blood on the underground floor! It's all coming together!
This was shortly before us tournament goers split up. And you made a run for it, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Down the hallway, up the stairs, and then as quietly as possible into my room. Since everything was still really dark, I had to patch myself using the Tozu Trinket's projection as my light. I realize this is a lot, and I know it's hard to believe without proof. So, if you guys could just give me a second.
Reaching into her makeup bag, Diana pulled out a wipe and began scrubbing at her arm.
I cleared up the blood pretty fast. Luckily for me, the cut wasn't that deep. There's still a chance it may leave a scar, though.
Holy crap!
That's awful!
It's okay. I'll cover it back up again.
Why did Wolfgang attack you for no reason?
I wouldn't say it was for no reason.
You're being kind of insensitive, man.
Huh? I didn't mean it like that. What I'm trying to say is, Wolfgang's actions may look random from an outsider's perspective, but from his perspective, well, judging by his behavior, it seems like he saw something which shook him to his core.
Like, there was something in the room that Diana didn't see?
That's impossible! It was only me and Wolfgang in the boiler room!
I don't believe Jean meant it in a literal sense.
Wolfgang literally saw something?
This is why he's my favorite.
He thought he saw something, is my point.
You mean he had been hallucinating?
What did Wolfgang hallucinate for him to turn out the way Diana described?
You'd be surprised by the sort of things our minds can invent. I'm lucky to have never experienced anything myself, but I know some who have hallucinated nasty things. Demons and monsters, or the feeling of being tortured. If Wolfgang went through something similar, I can see why he lashed out.
Now what the heck is going on at sea?
Of course, these hallucinations don't just happen out of the blue. More often than not, they're substance-induced.
Substance-induced? Just say Wolfgang took a hallucinogenic.
Hallucinogenics?
One which induced a lot of fatigue, too, judging by the way he lumbered about in Diana's account.
It would explain why Wolfgang mostly stayed in one place.
One place, which happened to be in the water.
Seems very deliberate. Aye. I reckon the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious in order to drag him into the water, but knew he would eventually wake up again. So they drugged him with something which would basically make him despondent. As for where the drug came from...
Oh no! Don't tell me the killer robbed...
I knew exploring it was a bad idea.
It? What's this it we're talking about?
The pharmacy, obviously. Why the heck did we think leaving that place open was a good idea? Now someone's stolen an item and drugged Wolfgang. Fuck! I knew our promise was too good to be true! I can't trust any of you guys! And don't say Wolfgang drugged himself! Who wants to be tortured by demons?
Well, stranger people do exist.
That's rich coming from you!
Damn. Just as I predicted, exploring the pharmacy ended up paving the way for murder. But I made more of an attempt to stop people from exploring. Back then, all I did was... Officers had determined instructions as students entered the newly opened pharmacy. Giving everyone's unrestricted access to medication sounded like a disaster in the making, but having already evoked the group's ire after speaking my mind before, I wasn't about to make the same mistake twice. I'll stay quiet and let them do the thing. And again, nobody would have listened to me. Especially not with Wolfgang in control.
If we know where the perpetrator got their chemicals, I guess our next step is figuring out how they did the drugging.
Agreed. It would help us better understand the timeline of events, and potentially even validate Diana's testimony.
Sounds like you guys can leave this one to me. I'm the kind of person who knows someone back to front the moment I meet them. If you haven't already realized, I've gone and read this killer like an open book.
You're the last person I trust to reach a correct conclusion.
Wow.
Just you wait! The second you hear what I gotta say, you'll be eating those words.
Putting down how Wolfgang was drugged may validate Diana's testimony. Question is, how did the killer drug him?
I bet the killer took a pill and forced Wolfgang to swallow it.
Just jab him at that point. I got it.
The way that was so quick.
When Wolfgang's wounds were discussed earlier, it was mentioned he had a tiny red dot below the bruise on his neck. During the investigation, I thought this dot was a scab from a mole or pimple. But knowing Wolfgang was drugged, it's clear to see what it really is. A puncture wound.
Considering the timeline of events, an injection would check out. If Wolfgang got drugged a little after 8:15 a.m. and was already feeling the effects when Diana arrived at 8:45 a.m., then we're dealing with something which entered his bloodstream in under 30 minutes. Any normal pill would have taken... probably an hour to dissolve.
Whilst an injection would be much quicker.
I never noticed till now, but the character portrait, like right under me, the character portrait, they have like a little color that's like their color right here. I never even noticed that, like on the border.
That's probably another reason why the killer knocked Wolfgang unconscious. It would have been incredibly difficult to inject him if he was still moving around. Only when they had him right where they wanted, dazed and unable to fight back, did they plunge the syringe into his neck.
With said syringe being filled with a hallucinogenic.
But if this all happened a few minutes after 8:15 a.m., doesn't that make it impossible to pin a suspect?
What? Why is it impossible?
Because everybody's got an alibi for that time. I mean, Damon and I were in my dorm room, and the other party people...
8:15 a.m. Yeah, I was already in the dining hall with Jet, Mark, and Eva.
I left Wolfgang's dorm right after the morning announcement and spent the rest of the hour with Jean.
When Nona and I were in our dorm room together.
And me and Eloise were already sitting down in the courtyard.
Toshiko was giving me the medication she grabbed from the pharmacy.
And, I stayed in my dorm room until 8:40 a.m.
Oh no. If everyone can be accounted for, we really can't discern a suspect.
So, we're back to square one?
Someone here must be lying.
And doesn't plan to stop.
What's screwing us over here? Is there part of the mystery we're getting wrong? Or could it be we're overlooking something? It was ruled out as having no relation to the murder because the wires don't touch the water. But the position of it, the fact it's destroyed, the timing of the blackout, one coincidence is easy to weigh out, but when it's coincidence after coincidence after coincidence, then there's something more going on. There's something more to the generator.
If everyone has an alibi for 8:15 a.m., is it possible the killer never actually attacked Wolfie at that time? But his little note said to come by at 8:15 a.m., didn't it?
Ingrid, do you remember what you said when we couldn't figure out who stole Desmond's taser?
To be honest, I'm drawing a blank.
You suggested we switch subjects and discuss Wolfgang's injuries instead, which we did. As a result, we ended up unraveling more about the case than if we had stuck to the original topic. Right now, we're at a dead end. If we can't get any more leads out of this current discussion, then that's a sign to switch our focus.
Switch our focus to what?
I want to take another look at Diana's testimony.
Mine?
Back when you were describing Wolfgang's death, something stuck out to me.
I won't give up until everyone knows me as... I'll send everything from white. Instead of anything else.
The flash of white Diana described must have been the generator exploding, with the darkness afterwards being the blackout. Think about the order of events there. In just a few seconds, the boiler room's generator explodes, and Wolfgang falls over dead.
My issue with this is, like, there's 45 minutes, or like 50 minutes between when Diana entered the room and the explosion, right?
Doesn't it sound like the two are correlated?
Oi, didn't we go over this already? We did. The generator has nothing to do with Wolfgang's death. Its wires weren't touching the water.
Indeed. Which is why the murder weapon is the taser gun.
Diana said she never used the taser, though.
Then she's lying!
What? That's not true! I never fired the gun!
It's all good. I believe you. Sure, nobody can dispute the gun was fired. What can be disputed, though, is when it got fired. I wouldn't be surprised if the killer fired that gun way in advance. Like, sometime before Wolfgang arrived downstairs and left it in the boiler room for us to find later.
What? So the taser gun isn't the murder weapon?
If Wolfgang wasn't killed with the taser gun or the generator, what other options are we left with?
The taser gun is the only option which makes sense. The murder weapon can't be anything else.
True murder weapon. Is it possible there's a third source of electricity that we haven't considered yet? Am I grasping at straws by thinking something like that?
Anyway, the only proof Diana never shot the taser is her own word.
Huh?
Ava! What do you mean?
All the evidence supporting your version of events is circumstantial. The note you showed us? That could be a fake alibi you made for yourself. The fact that it has the same handwriting as Wolfgang's is already suspicious.
Couldn't that just mean the same person tricked them?
If you earnestly believe Diana didn't write it, then maybe. But do you see what I'm saying? There's no proof Diana never wrote the notes. There's only her word to go by, because if she did write them, everything about her entering the boiler room at 8:45 a.m. and being locked inside could be a total lie.
I get what you're saying. But if we run with the idea that Diana was the one waiting for Wolfgang all the way back at 8:15 a.m., then we're stuck with the issue we had last time. Why did Diana wait over an hour to kill him?
That's also circumstantial. None of us know what really went on between those two in an hour. Ruling someone out because they took a long time to murder is stupid.
Just kind of right, though.
Without context? Sure, I'd say the same. But since the boiler room is unlocked, anyone can enter. If Diana knocked Wolfgang out, then she took over an hour to kill him with that info in mind.
Okay, but who would enter? No one wants to make a detour down some gross, freaky-looking basement. The boiler room is probably the most covert place a person can be.
Most covert? Her words do make sense. After all, I chose to meet Tozer in the boiler room for that very same
Diana
reason.
claims she didn't write the notes, and she claims she didn't shoot the gun. But where's the hard proof she didn't do any of these things?
The answer lies in what destroyed the generator.
What?
Didn't we already talk about that?
All you guys did was discuss theories, never anything concrete. Settling for a theory isn't good enough when our lives are on the line. In the same way Ava can't rule out Diana's involvement in the case, we can't rule out the generators.
So, we have to figure out what destroyed the generator? What should we do? Just throw out ideas?
It's what we've been doing this whole time.
Oakley dokley. Alright, everyone! Let's put our thinking hats on! If we work together, we'll unravel this mystery for sure! Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley.
Ready? On your
I can
marks,
start using that more.
get set, go!
Hold on, don't do it! I'm cold again! Shrapnel? Shrapnel.
Why did the generator blow up?
Could have just been an electrical fault.
So, a coincidence?
Is this the best situation? To be waving stuff off as a coincidence?
Did the killer throw something at the generator that made it explode?
Perhaps it's the fault of the taser gun? The electrical discharge it released might have connected with the generator and created an overabundance of energy, which caused everything in the circuit to pop.
Probably. There's no proof anything besides the taser was involved.
In that
Shit.
The generator blew up after Wolfie got shot with the taser. Wait.
No, I'm long past the point of falling for the surface level diversion. In reality, the truth is floating just within reach.
Why did the generator blow up?
Could have just been an electrical fault.
So, a coincidence? Is this the best situation? To be waving stuff off as a coincidence? Did the killer throw something at the generator that made it explode? Perhaps it's the fault of a taser gun? The electrical discharge it released might have connected with the generator and created an overabundance of energy, which caused everything in the circuit to pop. Probably. There's no proof.
Anything besides the taser was involved.
No, that's wrong!
Fucking love the non-stop debate music. The your attention please is just fucking catchy as fuck.
You say nothing but the taser could have been involved in the murder. But there's one possibility you didn't consider. The shrapnel in the water.
Do you mean those bits of red metal which were floating around?
Right. The ones that look like the aftermath of an explosion due to their proximity to the generator. It's safe to assume the two are connected.
Can't that just be debris left by the generator?
Except this debris is a completely different color. It lacks the rust the generator has accumulated. We're obviously looking at the remnants of something else. Which means an object we haven't yet identified was caught in the explosion.
Floating near it was another out-of-place item. Oh, the extension cord was connected to something that exploded.
In the water was also an extension cord, half of which had been burnt away.
Huh? Did the cord get caught in the explosion?
Seems that cord has the misfortune of floating around the wrong place at the wrong time.
From what I saw in my investigation, the building's extension cord supply seems to be kept inside Storage Closet D. So in a way, yeah, it was definitely in the wrong place.
Storage Closet D, huh? It was hard to make out much of it in the dark. And after the power came on, Kai came screaming for us to leave our closets. But I do recall seeing some extension cords peeking out from behind a shelf.
Since we already know the killer raided one storage closet, anyone else willing to bet they raided this one too?
The hell did they need an extension cord for?
Probably something involving the generator, given its proximity to the cord.
Same thing with the red bits. Even though we don't know what they are.
Right, the red shrapnel. It definitely isn't debris left by the generator, so what exactly is it? Or nothing in the boiler room can be directly tied to the shrapnel. At least not any of the clues that have already been discussed in this trial. Or to flip my thinking and consider the clues we haven't discussed yet. There's no proof what I have in mind is related to the shrapnel, but when all the options are ruled out, I can only turn towards the one that hasn't. The one thing the mysterious shrapnel might be related to.
This is it. Hold that thought. We may be able to identify the shrapnel using context clues. During the investigation, there was a strange smell permeating the boiler room. It took me a moment to notice, but when I did, well, the best way to describe the scent would be if you mix cereal and alcohol together.
Cereal and alcohol? Talk about specific.
I'd try it. Not kidding.
'Tis a sign a chemical reaction was at play.
Wait, you recognize the smell?
Chemical reactions can produce some pretty pungent odors. Usually something to the tune of alcohol mixed with cereal. Or fruits, or eggs. I noticed the smell going into the investigation, but it had completely slipped my mind until now.
Could it be a chemical reaction was caused by the taser?
The gun never touched the water. There's no reason for it to be the source of the smell.
What about the generator?
Considering the state of it, that generator would smell more burnt than anything else.
If the chemical reaction can't be explained by what we already know, like the generator or the taser gun, we need to consider the possibility that the explanation is the one piece of evidence still evading us, the shrapnel.
The One Piece?
Can someone translate this into less complicated talk?
It was just a long-winded way of saying he's using process of elimination.
I know it sounds like a stretch, but if you follow this line of reasoning, a lot more questions start getting answered. Think about it. If the smell and shrapnel are linked, then whatever object the shrapnel belongs to must contain chemicals.
So we're looking for a metal object, which is also packed with chemicals?
Surely something like that would be kept inside the pharmacy.
Looking at my notes...
Like,
When we originally visited the pharmacy, I recorded everything I saw.
Like soda and perfume or something?
A bright red metal object would have definitely caught my eye, but I don't see one written here.
I got lots of metallic objects in my dorm room, but nothing chemical. Just big old slabs of metal.
Big old slabs of metal. Why does that sound so familiar? Oh, that's right. What Ingrid just said just sounds similar to what she said the night everyone began bunking together. Guess this would explain my room too. It's littered with all sorts of fancy tools and metals. At the time, people were talking about their dorm rooms being themed around their talents. Could the shrapnel actually be the remnants of the unique device that guy boasts about having in his room? The only way to know for sure is to put you on the spot. Wait, what?
It has to be
No fucking way, dude! What?
Jet, I need to ask you something.
What's up?
Can you tell me what's inside your dorm room?
Like, a full-on list?
Whatever works.
Sure thing. I got a pretty gnarly collection of parts and accessories.
Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me it's him.
Blind spot mirrors, lithium batteries, wheels, spare brakes, you name it. Oh, I even have the legendary mantle from the 1984's Grand Prix winning speedster.
He's too stupid, and he's not hiding it, so I don't think it's him.
That's what I was hoping to hear.
Cool. So, why'd you want to know? Unless... Wait, I'm not being suspected, am I? No. Don't try to rope me into this, bro. I've got nothing to do with the murder.
I know you don't.
Oh my god.
You have an alibi. The only reason I ask is because that mysterious red shrapnel may be the remnants of one of your lithium batteries.
What?
I see. A lithium battery might explain the smell in the air.
I was about to freak the fuck out. Dude. I'm obviously Jet's gonna fucking die at some point. Okay, maybe not obviously. I certainly hope he doesn't. Dude, I will be so sad. Oh my gosh.
And lithium, that's an explosive substance. If it made contact with water, gosh, you'd be left with a mess and a half.
Wouldn't someone have heard an explosion, though?
I did.
Really?
During the tournament. Right before we lost power.
Oi, that's right. There was a boom.
Wait! I remember hearing it too!
I initially assumed the generator made the noise somehow. But if Jet's car batteries contain an explosive substance...
Hey, Jet, were your batteries bright red at all?
Maybe?
You don't know for sure?
I never took the batteries out of their packaging. The packaging isn't red, I can tell you that, but the actual batteries? Yeah, I got nothing.
So it can't be proven beyond a reasonable doubt?
Pretty much.
Well, what's the reaction time of a lithium battery?
The reaction time?
When a lithium battery hits the water, how long does it take to combust? I think, once we know that, we can decide whether or not the battery is relevant to the case.
A lithium battery would be an almost instantaneous reaction, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Lithium isn't a metal I've worked with, but it got beat into my head never to mix it with substances it doesn't like. All that electricity, the battery would have let out when it hit the water. It must have went straight into poor Wolfie.
There's warning labels on the battery for a reason.
Okay, if the reaction is instantaneous, then the battery would have entered the water only seconds before the generator exploded. That's really weird.
Is it?
According to Diana's testimony, when the explosion happened, she was still holding the taser gun. In which case, who threw the battery into the water?
Huh. Good point.
It depends how big. The battery looks big from the shrapnel. I'm not sure how big the shrapnel is. I can't remember. Someone could have easily just tucked it in there from the vent.
We can rule out Wolfgang, since the Blackens can only be a student who kills another student. And Diana.
It was only Diana and Wolfgang in the boiler room. So unless Diana herself was the one to throw the battery, then the battery can't play a part in the murder.
I didn't throw the battery. I promise.
Shrapnel and generator are too close for comfort. They must be correlated. I'll admit that Diana throwing the battery is a possibility. That's all it is, a possibility. There still may be another way for the battery to enter the water, and until I rule that out, I won't settle for a culprit just yet. Let's see. Infused metal, extension cord, generator, knife.
If the battery is related to the case, only Diana could have thrown it in the water.
But my arm had been cut. Lifting a battery would hurt too much.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
The battery clearly couldn't have fallen from somewhere, so it must have been submerged another way. Perhaps something akin to what Eva described?
If that battery is the murder weapon, why is there a taser gun?
Maybe it's a red herring.
Judging by the shrapnel, the battery would have landed in the water, a few inches from the generator.
Not the hardest shot to make.
Everybody's quick to say the battery was thrown, but when I consider the boiler room and which objects the killer could have leveraged, what that person considered impossible starts to sound anything but. Oh, I think she like shot something onto. I think
could have thrown it in the water.
I think Ava shot something through the vent to knock it off the generator.
Neo batteries are pretty lightweight, though.
No, that's wrong!
No. The battery might actually have fallen from the generator.
What makes you say that?
The shrapnel's position in front of the generator suggests there's a correlation between the two. However, it's unlikely Diana threw the battery at the generator. Not only is the boiler room difficult to see in, the generator is positioned far enough from the concrete platform that Diana, with her wounded arm, would need to stand on the platform's edge to make the shot, which would obviously put her in danger of being attacked by Wolfgang again.
Yeah. Wolfgang was really close. He could reach over to me if he wanted.
If the battery hadn't been thrown, the only other possibility is that it fell down into the water. And considering the layout of the boiler room, what else could the battery fall off of? Except the generator.
Are you saying the battery was sitting on top of the generator?
On top, but maybe. Leaning, teetering over the generator?
Imagine a domino tile teetering over the edge of a table. If you were to press down on the part which is sticking out, the entire tile would tip over and fall onto the floor, right? What if the killer applied the same physics to the battery? They could position the battery so it was teetering over the generator, and then, from the safety of the concrete platform, use a long instrument to tip it over.
That long instrument being?
I have no idea. Leaning over?
Imagine leaning a tablet against a shelf divider.
All these just sound like the same thing.
The tablet would fall over. What if the killer might have used a similar method to push the battery off the generator?
Is the tablet in your example a stand-in for the battery?
Well, yeah.
I see. And what object is the divider supposed to be?
Like, am I stupid for thinking that they all sound the same thing? Okay, maybe not leaning, but teetering over and suspended kind of sound the same.
I got it.
But if you're not thinking too clearly, they kind of all just sound like the exact same.
Suspended over the generator.
Suspended over?
Suspended in midair. If the battery was suspended by something, then the presence of that item starts to make a lot more sense.
This is it.
The killer could have tied the extension cord around the battery and slung the battery over the generator. If the cord and battery were tied together at the time of the generator's explosion, it would explain why half of the cord had been burned away.
The more you explain it, the more unbelievable it sounds.
What if that's the point? Maybe the killer chose a crazy method because no one would believe it.
I don't see how weaving a cord into the mix is any more beneficial than leaving it out. If anything, the cord adds extra weight.
Which would be especially inconvenient for Diana, because her arm is bleeding.
Right. It wouldn't benefit Diana to hold the cord. So, what if she didn't? Something else may have been supporting the cord instead.
Something like...
Yeah, like Diana. It wasn't...
Okay, maybe not.
I got it.
I was like, what if like she was just like
throughout this trial,
stealthily like
we've assumed the killer
holding
held
it.
the battery in some form or another. If the battery was on its own, the killer tossed it in. If the battery was wrapped with a cord, the killer held the other end of the cord. But in the same way something else can hold the battery, can't something else also hold the cord?
Ugh, my head's starting to spin.
Are you talking about something which could keep the cord in place?
I think keep the cord in place. If I imagine the cord and the battery's tied around in front of the generator in the same spot where the shrapnel had surfaced.
This is it.
The killer tied the cord to the vent.
Ava, that the noose is tightening around you, girl.
What?
The one above the generator. It connects the boiler room and the dining hall.
There's a vent above the generator?
You should remember some light shining into the boiler room. That's where the vent is. The vent itself is set a bit far back into the wall. So, you probably assumed the spot was a small window or something.
If the boiler room and the dining hall are separated by one vent, does this make the wallpaper thin, or...?
There's two vents. The boiler room vent and the dining hall vent. Both are connected via a small ventilation shaft. I was able to get a close look at the boiler room vent after Ava and I woke up, which is why I know these details.
How close is close for someone under 6 foot?
Ava helped me reach the vent,
By?
letting me sit on her shoulders.
Quite the visual.
That's what I said when we got through that intro. Rub it in.
Anyway,
The little blush.
if the killer tied one end of the cord to the vent and the other end around the battery, they could suspend the battery over the generator.
Something like that would result in an explosion.
What do you mean?
You say the killer tied one end of the cord to the vent and the other end to the battery. However, indoor extension cords are much longer than regular cords. They can be upwards of 9 or more meters in length, as opposed to the average cord's 2 meters. 9 meters is significantly longer than the distance between the vent and the boiler room floor. If the killer wanted to tie the battery to the cord's other end, they would be tying it to something which is already submerged in water.
I see. It is an impossible setup.
Necessarily, the killer can have greatly reduced the length of the cord by doing that. Cutting it? Cutting the cord? What?
The cord using what exactly?
Scissors? That's what anyone would use, right?
And where exactly did these scissors come from?
Come on. Are you kidding me?
Could have been the storage closets. They're packed with tons of stuff, so...
Well, I've been through those closets twice now, and I never saw scissors.
Not even pliers?
I didn't see pliers either.
Could the cord have been cut with Wolfie's knife?
You believe the victim set up the murder trap?
So this whole thing was a suicide mission?
That's definitely not the case. And the cord around Wolfgang, wrapping the cord around the battery? Yeah.
I got it.
The extension cord is pretty thin and flimsy. If the killer wanted the battery to be secure, they need to wrap a lot of cord around it. Probably to the point there wouldn't be much spare cord remaining.
It does. It looks like a red PS5.
Because this spare cord is what the battery will be suspended by. So long as the spare cord isn't too long, the battery will sit safely above the water.
So much effort.
Agreed. How do you even submerge the battery into the water under those circumstances?
You drop it, Ava. How? Simple. By adjusting the cord's position. All the killer would need to utilize is a certain aspect of the boiler room. The vent thing, right?
This is it.
They just need to open it.
Like I mentioned earlier, I gave the vent a close look after originally waking up in the boiler room.
I also gotta say, I don't like how I don't restore HP in this. I'm like at 1 health now.
Part of my inspection included opening the vent to get a better look at the other side.
The vent can be opened?
Not all the way, but far enough for the vent to cause a domino effect if then closed. In our case, a domino effect involving the extension cord tied to it. If we assume the vent must be open for the battery to remain a safe distance above the water, we end up with a pulley system.
The vent must be.
To prevent the battery from entering the water, the vent is literally pulling the entire cord backwards. Ergo, it's not just the killer's own measurements keeping the battery in place, but the vent itself. Having opened one of these vents before, I can tell you how tough they are to move.
Wrapped my fingers around the grate directly in front of me and I pulled as hard as I could.
A lightweight battery definitely isn't heavy enough to pull one shut. It takes an actual person to close one, which is great for the killer, because it means they get to maintain full control over when the battery enters the water. If they close the vent, the cord should slide forward and submerge the battery into the water. When that happens, the boiler room water becomes electrified by the battery's components, which in turn causes electricity to pass directly into the body of Wolfgang, who is standing in the water.
Honestly, for real.
Exactly which vent is the cord being tied to?
The boiler room vent.
Funny. Earlier, You said there's a small vent shaft connecting the boiler room vent to the dining hall vent. Assuming the killer is operating this trap from outside the boiler room. Since we know there were only ever 2 people in that room, how would they even be able to reach the boiler room vent? Like you said, there's a separate vent in front of it.
She has a point. I'm assuming the cord is tied to the boiler room vent. I failed to consider the ventilation shaft. It becomes considerably harder to reach the boiler room vent if you have to reach down the shaft first. That's just that, I never tested to see if the boiler room vent can open inwards. I only got it to open outwards. By that logic, a vent on the opposite side of the shaft.
This could only mean one thing. The killer never tied the cord to the boiler room vent. They tied the cord to the dining hall vent.
That just creates the same problem as before, but reversed. Instead of the dining hall vent making it hard to close the boiler room vent, it's the boiler room vent making it hard to reach the dining hall vent.
While the vents may seem like an obstruction, especially since they can't be opened all the way, there's a very easy workaround. All the killer needs to do is fit the extension cord between the grates of the boiler room vent.
Oh yeah, the grates. You mentioned something about them earlier. Right. When you described opening the boiler room vent.
When my fingers on the grate directly in front of me, I pulled as hard as I could.
If you can fit your fingers between the grates, there's no damn way you can't fit a cord.
Exactly. After which, you can slide the cord through the ventilation shaft and out the opposite end for the killer to then go and tie to the...
Actually...
He did not just fucking say, actually.
Hello?
What is it now?
There's something I still don't understand about your theory. It's to do with the logistics of the cord.
The logistics?
Its size.
Okay, discussing this again? Never mind, I'll find a way to combat his argument, just like I've done countless times already. I really like this graphic with the sword being the tease. Generator extension cord, knife, shrapnel, blackout. Okay.
I understand the boiler room vent can be opened. Maybe not all the way, but enough to fit an extension cord through. What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation, which means it must have been closed during the murder.
His argument might have made sense if it wasn't for one fatal flaw.
I understand the boiler room vent can be opened. Maybe not all the way, but enough to fit an extension cord through. What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation, which means it must have been closed during the murder. There were no opportunities for the killer to enter the boiler room and close the vent. From my understanding, you and Kai entered the boiler room after you heard Diana leave, which, hypothetically... I understand the boiler room vent can be opened. Maybe not all the way, but enough to fit an extension cord through. What's bothering me, however, is that the boiler room vent was closed during the investigation, which means it must have been closed during the murder.
Okay, maybe it wasn't that part. All that web fishing is maybe a good matcher.
The killer doesn't even need to open that vent, because they could simply slide the cord between the grates.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't. How can the killer fit both those plugs between the gaps in the vent grate? Either the boiler room vent was never involved, or it was open at some point, and someone else closed it. That is my issue.
His argument might have made sense if it weren't for one fatal flaw.
Indoor extension cords may be thin, but the plugs on either side of them aren't.
I'll cut through those words!
If you insert the cord through the boiler room vent first, It's possible to fit the cord through. You just need to start with the internal plug. The cords in Storage Closet D have a slim internal end. This can easily be slid through the gaps in the vent. Once the killer ties the cord around the dining hall vent, presumably with a knot, the cord won't be at risk of sliding back out either.
I see. When put like that, whether or not the boiler room vent was closed isn't really relevant.
How'd you figure all this out from some shrapnel and an extension cord? This is crazy.
At the same time, what he's describing sounds plausible.
Since the battery was suspended over the generator, it's no surprise the machine ended up the way it did. Fortunately for Diana, she was safe by virtue of remaining on the platform. I imagine that was also the killer's intention.
The killer kept her on the platform?
They must have known they were injecting Wolfgang with a hallucinogenic. So, it's possible they hoped his behavior would scare Diana off from entering the water. Although, even if Diana did die, the moment people realized only she and Wolfgang entered the boiler room, they'd probably call the whole thing a murder gone wrong.
Well, all of this certainly changes things.
Huh?
If the killer is someone who needed access to the vent and needed to be operating from the dining hall, then everyone who attended the tournament is a suspect.
I knew it'd flip on this somehow.
No way!
One of the tournament attendees is the killer? Damn it, how did I not realize sooner? The fact the killer could have access to the vent means that they must have been in the dining hall at the time of Wolfgang's murder.
We can reduce it down to 8 people. Damon, Kai, Grace, Eva, Cassidy, Jed, Mark, and John.
Both Kai and Eva are the two most sus. But they both have a flaw. Kai wasn't anywhere near the thing to pull the plug, so the battery fell into the water. And Ava couldn't have gone into the boiler room at the beginning. I was too busy playing.
It was probably Cassidy. She set the whole thing up.
Hey, I was only trying to improve the mood.
It wasn't me. I was playing a game with Damon when the lights went out.
I had to play music.
Me too.
You never touched my equipment.
I meant I was watching Kai and Damon play.
I was spectating as well.
Me too.
Me 3. And Cass 2, I think? I was too focused on the game to remember who was or wasn't there.
If everyone's telling the truth, then all 8 of y'all were crowded round the same spot?
Near the right wall where the TV was set up. It's also the furthest wall from the vent.
Seems like someone is lying again.
The tournament participant who flipped the vent, I could deduce who that person is by determining everyone's positions directly before the blackout. The problem is, I myself have been totally preoccupied with the game. I never got a good look at the actual people around me. Never got a good look. Wait, is that it? Well, I never got a good look at the others. I can still deduce their general positions, and if they're near me, and whether or not I heard them. Think, Damon, think. Who and what did I hear back then? It was you. The only person I never heard was you. Yeah, where the fuck are you? I didn't realize you're all the... I'm still trying to, like, get the position of everyone.
It has to be you!
The killer is Ava.
Huh?
Ava's the only one whose position I can't account for. Mark was mixing a track at the time Kai and I were playing a game, so I know he must have been stationed at his pad. And everyone else? I remember hearing their voices over the sound of the game.
Did I say Eva was my second sus or third? Either way, she was top 3.
Everyone. Except Ava. In fact, the last I saw her, she was standing in the corner of the room with the vent.
So Ava flipped the vent?
Oh man! And the reason no one heard it is because the music was too loud!
Yeah, the game just kind of sets up Diana to be the fault. So, like, Yeah, you could blame me for being like, oh yeah, it's so obvious it's her. The game, like, literally, it's the first case. I feel like it should be a little obvious who it is, but I get it. This is still a really compelling trial nonetheless. Like, even if it was Diana, it still would have been, like, a really compelling trial.
Don't blame me. I was just doing what I was told.
No one's blaming you. We're all in on Eva.
Care to contribute anything, Eva?
I didn't flip the vent.
Well, Damon says you did.
Damon says a lot of things.
While you aren't technically wrong, I don't think that counts as an argument.
His theory is full of plot holes. He just refuses to point them out.
What plot holes?
The cord.
What?
In retrospect, you were so quick to accuse me that you overlooked a huge problem with the cord. If I'm the killer, how did I dispose of it?
Trick question. You left the cord tied to the vent.
What then? It unraveled by itself and fell into the water?
Yeah, you got me there.
When did Eva get rid of the cord? If it's possible, she knew to untie it at the right time. Burn the blackout?
I got it. To dispose of the cord, you just untied it during the blackout.
She untied the knot during a blackout?
Being the one who set up the trap, Ava could have easily practiced untying the knot in advance. Or she just made it a really simple knot.
Didn't we talk about knots earlier? I think it was... maybe I was watching a show or something where they talked about a knot.
Either way, it wouldn't be any more difficult than untying your shoelaces with your eyes closed.
If Ava untied the cord, did it also fall into the water?
Diana's testimony says as much.
It does?
During your confrontation with Wolfgang, you recounted hearing certain sounds. The first sound was obviously the battery exploding. And the second, when you first recounted the story, you said it was the sound of the knife hitting the water. But why would a thin knife make such a big splash?
You're kind of right.
Then, do you think...
What really caused that sound was probably the extension cord falling into the water.
When you say it that way, it does seem likelier.
I should have known. The kid who lied about her talents and tried to lie about the Tozy trinkets. I should have known. I should have known only Eva fucking Tanaka would kill Wolfgang!
You're right that Eva's lied to us several times already.
But she's just a mathlete. How did someone like her come up with something this complicated?
Her talent would give her the upper hand in all that measurement nonsense.
Even so, the sheer volume of items Eva had to steal. She's been under heavy suspicion these past few days. How did she sneak into Jet and Desmond's rooms without being noticed?
It's impossible. Wolfgang even got mad at me for being late to the dining hall by a few minutes. I've been watched the entire time I've been here. There's no way Jet wouldn't have noticed me taking his battery.
Right on. No one steals from me.
They already did.
And anyway, how could I enter the cord through the boiler room vent when I can't even reach the top of the generator? If anything, you should be suspicious of the taller students.
I understand why people are doubtful, but I can't let the conversation continue like this. If it did in fact have a way to reach the vent, all she had to use...
This is it. Ava, to reach the top of the generator, you simply stood on one of the boxes in the boiler room. There's already a huge pile of them near the generator itself. You could easily push one up against the machine.
She would have known about those boxes in advance, too, since she explored the boiler room with you ahead of time.
Okay, I could have used the boxes to reach the top of the generator. And I could have fit the cord through both vents if I inserted the right plug. I can do both of those things without attracting suspicion. What I can't do without attracting suspicion is opening the vent.
Which vent are we talking about?
The dining hall one. Based on what Damon's saying, it needs to be opened for the killer's trap to work. But opening it during the tournament is asking to be caught, and opening it before the tournament is useless because Jet, Cassidy, and Mark would see it while setting up.
Oh yeah, you're right. If there was an open vent with a cord tied to it, I would have noticed for sure.
Now that Eva mentions it, I'm pretty sure the vent was closed during setup.
The vent was closed?
There's no way I can execute this trap without being caught. It's a stupid trap anyway. All the cord and vent stuff is too complicated. There's a billion ways it could go wrong. Damon's just making stuff up. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What the? That's bullshit.
Can it, you four-eyed troll? You can't talk your way out of this one.
Yeah.
The only person who would be sick-minded enough to kill Wolfgang is you and only you. Don't you fucking try and tell me otherwise!
You can't say I'm the murderer just because I sat near a vent.
It seems to be pretty good evidence to me.
Wolfgang exposed you for the snake you are, and you despised him because of it. You have a motive!
Perhaps our understanding of the mechanism is wrong? Maybe it wasn't closing the vent that triggered it, but something else?
Do you have any evidence to prove that?
Even if this trap was used, you can't guarantee it operated the way Damon described.
How so?
Well, the battery could have been tied to the extension cord, with a special knot which can untie by itself, after a bit of time passes.
There's even less evidence for that!
Evidence? No one here cares about evidence. I just happened to be at the game tournament, and now you're saying I'm a killer.
Never mind what I said before. Focus on the facts, I just need to focus.
You can't say I'm the murderer just because I sat near a vent.
It seems to be pretty good evidence to me.
You're not even in the fucking thing. I'm sure there's a faster way to go through this.
How so? Well, the battery could have been tied to the extension cord, with a special knot which can untie by itself, after a bit of time passes.
Game tournament.
No, that's wrong!
No. It's no coincidence you were at the game tournament. In fact, it's not even a coincidence the tournament took place during the murder.
What do you mean?
It was impossible for me to notice this earlier. But the killer timed the tournament so it would grant them an alibi for the murder.
Whoa. Are you accusing me of murder again? I thought you said Ava was the culprit.
The detective isn't supposed to switch suspects in the last stretch like this. You're totally throwing the audience for a loop, and not in a good way.
Except neither of you played a role in determining what time the tournament would be held. The only person to determine that was Ava.
Oh my gosh, dude. Dude, she was so smart. This was so premeditated, dude. I knew, like, she was pretty, like, controlling of, like, she was pretty adamant about, like, wanting to help set up the tournament when they weren't asking for her at first. So that was, like, one of the things that snuck me out. But, like, damn, dude. She's smart as fuck. I did remember reading that and thinking that was, like, bullshit. Oh my gosh, dude.
Ava knew she would be in the dining hall tomorrow. So when Cassidy announced the tournament, she realized it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
She was just saying, like, oh, 9 a.m. is when the brain is most active, so that probably helped with the gaming. She just means, like, studying in general.
To create an alibi for herself.
That's insane. How could she have come up with something like that on the spot?
It wasn't just for an alibi either. Since Ava knew about the tournament, she could time the setup of her trap accordingly.
But to answer a question of why neither Cassie, Jet, nor Mark noticed open vent, I think back on what Cassie told me earlier today, before the tournament began, I can discern exactly when Eva opened the vent.
I got it! Cassidy, you told me Ava approached you yesterday and asked to help set up the tournament. What exactly did she say?
When did I tell you this again?
Before the tournament?
Oh, now I remember. Yeah, Eva wanted to see what sort of equipment the tournament needed. After I showed her Mark's stuff and told her we were redecorating the dining hall, she offered to help.
Back when this conversation happened, you still hadn't decided what time you were going to start redecorating.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. Eva really helped me out, though. She said she would stack the dining hall furniture we weren't going to use later that night. Afterwards, we could focus purely on arranging the technical stuff in the morning.
Alright, then tell me what happened last night.
Jet, Mark, Eva, and I came to the dining hall at around 8:40 p.m. probably. We stacked the table and the dining chairs against the left wall, and the sofas we moved to the middle of the room, maybe a little more to the right. Then we all went back to our dorms. Well, I was kind of hungry, so I stayed back a few minutes before leaving.
Hold the phone! If those sofa chairs were moved to the middle of the room, why did I see one over in the corner this morning?
'Cause Eva pushed it there.
Eva what?
She didn't want to take part in the tournament. Just watch it from the side. That's what she told me. I never thought it was weird or anything. Some people just like sticking to the walls of rooms, you know?
We're talking about the sofa in the upper left corner, aye?
Yikes indeed.
Coffee table.
Eva, the noose, it's right there.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
Yo, when the power went out, I'm pretty sure Damon ran over to that corner to look through. Yeah, a vent.
Did she move the chair there so it would be easier to reach the vent later?
Why would I when Cassidy just said the vent was closed during setup?
Because you were covering for yourself in advance.
Huh?
The vent may not have been open at the time, but I'm willing to bet that's because you were still creating your trap.
In what way?
Let's say Ava took a detour for the boiler room first, and slid the internal plug through both vents. After going upstairs and helping rearrange the dining hall furniture, during which she moves a sofa chair so it obscures the vent, she heads outside and hides until everyone else goes to bed. Then, she walks back in and opens the vent.
So Eva took complete advantage of them?
Not my fault those two are so trusting.
You think a big guy like me was gonna be afraid of some mathlete? No way!
I mean, she did lie about a lot of important things. Her talent being one of them.
She also cried and fled the scene after we found out, no?
I just thought it was cool. She wanted to help me out.
Hey, can we backtrack a little? Like, to before all this Ava talk?
Why? What happened?
It's to do with the chair's position.
Chair?
You guys keep saying it was in front of the vent, but Damon stood in front of the vent during the blackout. If the chair was in the position you all say it was, it should have blocked him from crouching in front of the vent.
Ava probably just moved it during the blackout.
Eh?
Before the blackout, it was positioned with its back to the left wall. However, when I ran over to the vent, the chair was suddenly pushed up against the northern wall, out of the vent's range. Ava must have shifted the chair while everyone was initially panicking from the blackout. I'm guessing she hoped people would misremember its position and think it was always along the northern wall.
Oh man! So I totally fell for it?
I also remember seeing a speaker in that corner.
Yeah, about that. This morning, Jet, Mark, and I arrived at the dining hall a little after 8 a.m., then Eva came a few minutes later. She helped us put together Mark's equipment, which was stationed in the lower right corner of the room. And then she volunteered to place speakers around the room while Jet and I set up the TV next to the fireplace.
Moving a speaker near the vent. Did Eva do that to drown out Diana and Wolfgang's scuffle?
Yeah, and in turn exacerbate the effects of the other speakers. There were almost a dozen spread throughout the dining hall. Some even sandwiched into corners they didn't need to be. Eva probably placed them that way to cover as much ground as possible.
Still, Eva entered the dining hall at 8:10 a.m., right? So, wouldn't it be impossible for her to knock out Lawyer Man at 8:15?
According to Eva, she arrived around 8:10 a.m. But it's possible she actually arrived much later.
Okay.
Since there's no clock in the dining hall, he just couldn't have known. In fact, that might be why Eva seemed so eager to arrange Mark's equipment in the morning. Upon realizing it had a clock, she wanted to ensure it would only be powered on after she arrived.
It seems the setup of this trap occurred across 3 phases. Phase 1 took place in the boiler room and involved tying a lithium battery to an extension cord. The cord was then slid through the grates of the closed boiler room vent, presumably until it almost poked out at the other end of the ventilation shaft. Phase 2, by contrast, was carried out in the dining hall. The aforementioned cord was tied around the dining hall vent, which was then left open. This must have happened after Cassidy, Mark, and Jet were already done redecorating. For the third and final phase, the battery was carefully suspended over the generator. All these steps combined created a pulley system, which could only be triggered by closing the dining hall vent. Is there anything I'm missing?
How I closed the vent.
Huh?
No one has explained how I closed the dining hall vent.
Meow.
Obviously, I didn't do it during the blackout. According to Damon, the blackout can only happen after the vent is closed. So, I must have stood up, gone behind the chair, and closed the vent during the tournament. That's stupid. Someone is definitely going to notice that sort of conspicuous movement. It doesn't matter if that someone is on the opposite side of the room. They're going to notice.
How did we overlook such an obvious discrepancy?
He was right. Standing up would look really suspicious. Exactly why she used that to circumvent the problem. Of the chair.
This is it. The location of your chair bypasses this problem entirely. To close the vent, all you need to do is set the chair to recline and reach behind you.
Set the chair to recline?
All the dining hall chairs have the ability to recline. Some were already set to that position at the start of the tournament, including Eva's. With her chair in recline, Eva can easily reach down and close the vent without shifting from her position.
Look at her, relaxing.
It's not perfectly inconspicuous, but it's subtle enough to not catch most people's attention, especially those focused on watching a video game competition. Well, am I wrong?
This isn't funny. Just because I was sitting in front of the vent doesn't mean I was the one who triggered the mechanism.
No one can sneak up behind you without drawing attention, especially when all the lights were still on.
Their client is a little funny.
That's just dumb! Where I was sitting shouldn't make me a murderer.
Even so, with everything we've spoken about...
Everything? Did you already forget what was said earlier? Just look at all the items I would need to set up this murder. The battery, the extension cord, the rolling pin, the taser, the syringe, and the supposed drug used with it. How could I have collected all of those things?
You know, I'm shocked we have not done a Hangman's Gambit.
Wolfgang and everyone else hated me because I lied about my talent. They were on their guard whenever I was around.
That, and I mean, we're probably about to do like the bullet time battle or whatever.
You think Jet and Desmond would just let me walk into their rooms and take their stuff?
That's true. We still haven't explained how she robbed 2 people's rooms without being caught.
There's so many explanations for that. They all could have been sleeping in another person's room, which we already know Desmond was in another person's room.
Unless you can prove I had the chance to get all this stuff, you can't make me out to be the killer.
Fine. I'll show proof. Only you could obtain the items necessary for this murder.
Yes. Blackmail, even had Desmond's blackmail, even had something, even had.
I got it. Ava, you were well aware of the existence of those items. For starters, everyone heard about Jet's battery. It was common knowledge due to his boasting.
Wait, so it's all my fault? Ouch.
Since the dorms aren't locked, you could have easily snuck in and grabbed the battery while no one was inside. The battery is lightweight too, so you wouldn't have trouble carrying it. For the rest of your plan, the syringe and drugs are both readily available in the pharmacy. And as for the taser, you may not have known about its existence right away, but you still had every incentive to search Desmond's room because you received his blackmail.
Eva? You knew my blackmail this whole time and never said anything?
So what?
Huh?
So what if I knew? I wasn't the only one. Damon knew your blackmail as well.
Oh yeah, he read it out loud to everyone earlier, didn't he?
Damon knew almost everything I did. He knew where the items used in this murder were stored. He knew the layout of the boiler room and the storage closets. He knew all sorts of things. The only thing he didn't know is the one thing more important than any piece of physical evidence.
The hell are you talking about?
See, you still don't know. You still don't know that we never saw eye to eye.
Huh?
Eye to eye... on the not killing each other stuff?
On Wolfgang.
Eh?
Damon saw the way Wolfgang scolded me and treated me like a bad guy, and he thought I hated him the same way he did. But unlike Damon, I never wanted Wolfgang to die.
What the?
Whoa! That's a loaded accusation.
Not a first for this trial.
If you thought you saw the worst of Damon after the dummy trial, you underestimate just how low he can stoop. I practically risked my life pretending to be his ally. But in return, he let me see the extent of his deceitfulness, which is why I can tell everyone that Damon has Wolfgang's blackmail.
Oh, gosh.
You.
Any reason you didn't tell us this earlier?
Well, I didn't think it was incriminating at first.
Not even when he refused to come forward about it?
That was weird, but I didn't want to make accusations at the time because it could have just been his ego talking. Only after watching him reject the taser gun over this dumb mechanism he made up did I realize I had potential evidence on my hands.
Damon, do you have your blackmail on you? Don't worry about reading it out loud or anything. Just show the image. That's all you gotta do.
Did Ava really never trust me? Why then did she disclose so much to me? Why did she tell me? Oh no, this makes me so sad! No, this can't be at the forefront of my mind right now. I'm on the cusp of bringing this case to a close. What Eva thinks about me shouldn't matter. What she thinks about me. Damn it! This entire time I've been judging the others for how trusting they are, not even realizing I was blindly following the words of a stranger. Now everyone here, they're gonna hold this blackmail crap against me, even more than if I had just come forward earlier. Even so, what choice do I have? Well, let the discussion continue unless I tell the truth.
Fine. I'll show it, but only the picture, as requested.
Those words, I retrieved the envelope from my pocket. Pulled out the photo. It really does look like Diana.
He's married?
Ingrid, Wolfgang doesn't have blue eyes.
So, who is this then? His parents?
I mean, why else would the guy look like him?
Given the year this photo was taken, these two people must be his parents. Look at what's printed at the bottom. April 17th, 2001.
They kind of like move that like a few days forward, be my birthday. That'd be crazy.
We know how old Wolfgang is because of the student reports. In 2001, he wasn't even born yet.
I do like how the idea that this game takes place in like 2022 or something, or 2024.
But why his parents? Are they being held against their will?
You can't leave us hanging, Damo! You gotta read out what it says!
That's not what was asked of me. And even if I had to, I don't think someone who can't explain himself should have his secrets revealed to everyone.
Some things are better left unsaid.
For the record, I know what Wolfgang's blackmail says, but it didn't change my outlook on him. I don't think it's possible for anyone to hate someone like Wolfgang. He was always brave in the face of sheer adversity, and encouraged everyone else to act likewise. Wolfgang challenged me to be a better person. Wolfgang challenged all of us to be better people. And maybe Ava simply couldn't rise to his challenge.
Don't listen to him! He's trying to divert everyone from the truth.
Even though Wolfgang and I didn't always see eye to eye, my respect for him and his talent never wavered. Why would someone like me harm him? Me, who's been leading this trial much the same way he led the one before. I may have questioned the idea no one here would kill, but that doesn't make me someone who wants to see bloodshed.
He does! He does want bloodshed! We have all the proof he's a cold-blooded killer! Wolfgang's blackmail, which he lied about having!
But wasn't Damon playing?
Nothing he says should be trusted. Nothing he says about me, or anything else.
It is odd that we place faith in a man who does not have faith in us. So much so, these discussions are mostly led by his own conjecture.
Damon isn't the killer, though. Why would he try to mislead anyone? Like, he and I were playing a game when the murder happened, and multiple people can vouch for us.
Not to mention, the things he's been saying make a lot of sense.
Truth has no personal alliance. That's why.
Even if he wasn't here, we'd arrive at the same conclusion anyway.
Depends who you mean by we.
Then, you all still think I'm the killer?
Someone needs to be voted by the end of this.
Don't just say it like that!
Here it comes.
My ears!
How would I know? How would I know when to drop it?
Drop what?
The battery! Damon says the killer dropped the battery when Diana was already in the boiler room. But how would I know when Diana was in the boiler room? It's not as if I could listen out for her. The music speakers are too loud. And the dining hall has no clocks. So it'd be impossible for me to know if it was 8:45 a.m.
Right. Only Mark's DJ pad had a clock.
Maybe Ava asked Mark for the time.
She never spoke to me.
We never spoke! I never even got up from my chair. Besides, how could I be sure Diana arrived on time anyway? If you can't explain how I knew when to drop the battery, then shut up and stop accusing me!
He makes a decent point. How did she drop the battery in time? Did she just rely on chance? No, that doesn't seem likely. Her entire plan fails if the timing isn't right. Come on, think. If my years of debate have taught me anything, I need to look at this from another angle. If I just take it from the top, while assuming Eva's the killer, I don't even know when to drop the battery. She checked the time, she guessed, she heard Diana enter, she saw Diana enter. Well, even if she knew the time, she would assume Diana would arrive on the dot. But Diana needed to be clear the water for the trap to be activated.
I wouldn't be able to hear her over...
How did she see? Did she see her from that angle? I guess she could.
The only way the killer would have known when to spring their trap was by seeing Diana enter the room. Any uncertainty would ruin the plan, and the dining hall was too loud to hear anything over.
Shit. Where did she watch Diana from? There's only two possible places.
Trying to look into the boiler room through the vent is impossible.
This is it.
What?
It's It's impossible to see anything from the vent, which means the only way anyone could see into the room.
Was her fucking 3DS the fucking surveillance camera? Is that why Diana earlier was like, oh yeah, the only thing I noticed in the room was like the surveillance camera?
Was by using the school cameras.
Say what?
I don't understand how, but Ava must have used the camera.
Is she working with the kidnappers?
Are you kidding me? How the hell would I have access to the camera?
In order to actually see what was happening on security cameras, what would Ava need to access to? Naturally, it would have to be some sort of screen. Screen, huh? Thinking back on all the various clues we discussed, I can't pinpoint anything which could provide the answer to that question. Feels like deja vu, doesn't it? When all the other options are ruled out, I can only turn towards the one which still remains. The only thing we have yet to discuss. Eva, it's time I bring an end to what you started. Better for worse, this one will be your final lie. Whoa-ho! It's time to solve the final piece of this puzzle. However, it won't be without a fight. Announcing Argument Altercation. In this game, you and your opponent battle each other in a bullet hell extravaganza. Dodge your opponent's attacks, shoot down their arguments, and solve the case. Whoa, okay. Player movement. F for Mega Bullet. Space for Noise Bullet, and focus for shifts. Noise Bullet and spacebar are white bullets which can store statements. Destroying statements increase Damon's Mega Bullet gauge and weakens the opponent's shield. Mega Bullets F are green and can pierce attacks and deal damage. What? Okay. Use hotkeys to move and press the spacebar to fire on noise bullets. You can also focus by pressing left shift, which will slow the battle temporarily. Your opponent will fire their own bullets, so be sure to use your ability strategically to avoid damage. They also make statements of their own, which will appear as orange text. Oh, and they start the game with a shield, meaning they cannot be damaged by any means. Or only not, you can weaken their shields by breaking their statement with your bullets. Breaking their statements helps charge your Mega Bullet. You'll want to press the F key to fire one. Why? Well, it's the only way to damage your opponent. If you miss, don't worry, just break more statements in order to recharge your Mega Bullet. After amount of hits, you'll progress to the next stage of the battle, and your opponent will become more frenzied and their attacks will even wilder. Once they finally run out of HP, your opponent will then ask you their burning question. Press the lost keys in the correct order to solve the case. If you fail, you have to start over from the last stage of battle. However, losing all your HP will force you to restart from the very beginning, so I suggest you don't do that. It's quite a lot of information, so yeah. I would say have fun, but your life actually depends on it, so get going. Okay.
This isn't fair!
Oh my gosh.
Who cares about the camera? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang.
I'm bad at bullet hells, dude.
I wanted to help. I just wanted to help. It's Damon. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's... This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the kid? I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I didn't see it. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help.
I hate this thing so much.
Damon who's suspicious.
Why can't I do click as either of these actions? Why does that have to be fucking spacebar, dude?
Damon, I thought you trusted me. I just wanted to help.
Okay.
It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair.
Dude!
Fair.
Oh my gosh, I'm sucking ass, dude.
This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? It's Damon who's suspicious.
Fuck you.
Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? There's no proof. I didn't see anything. It's Damon who's suspicious.
Bit.
Why would I kill anyone? It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. This isn't fair.
Oh, I can just spam spacebar. Okay.
There's no proof I killed. I didn't see anything. Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Who cares about the camp? There's no proof I killed There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Why would I kill anyone? Why would I kill Who cares about the camera? I just want
Dude, I can't fucking do this. I'm losing my hell.
This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? There's no...
This is hard. Maybe that comment I saw that was like, oh, the closing argument needs to rework. Maybe it was this that needed the rework that they're talking about.
Why would I kill... It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. Who cares about the camera? Why would I kill anyone? It's Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. Who cares about the... There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. Why would I kill anyone? Who cares about the... Why would I kill anyone? Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? It's... Damon. I thought you trusted me. I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? Who... Why would I kill anyone? I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. I didn't see anything. I didn't see it. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything.
Okay. Oh,
it's
that's always
Damon
early.
who's suspicious. This isn't fair. Why would I kill... I just wanted to help. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. There's no proof I killed... This isn't fair. I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I just wanted to help.
Who playtested this? I need to have a word.
This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. Ouch.
Eva, I don't think this is fair either.
Wolfgang. I just wanted to help. I didn't see anything. Ouch. Why won't you believe me? This isn't fair. Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Why would I kill anyone?
Girl, what the fuck are you doing?
It's
Fuck you! Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
It's Damon who's suspicious. This isn't fair.
No, it's really not fair.
Who cares about the camera? Why would I kill anyone? It's Damon who's suspicious. This isn't
Dude, I would take a rhythm game. Well, I actually really like the rhythm game.
There's no proof I killed. Why would I kill? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Why would I kill anyone? Why would I kill anyone? Who cares about the camera? Who cares about the camera? There's ouch! I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. There's no ouch! It's Damon who's suspicious. This isn't fair. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I didn't see anything. I thought you trusted me. There's no proof I killed Wolf. It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. Why would I kill? There's no proof Why would I kill any? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang.
I genuinely don't think that they playtested this.
I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Ouch! I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. I just wanted to help. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang.
Like, I think it'd be way better if the controls were using the...
Who cares about the camera? Ow, there's no proof I killed Wolfgang.
We're using the mouse button. We're using mouse, like, clicks, but they don't. I'm using strictly only controller, or keyboard.
This isn't fair. Why would I kill anyone? Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? Who cares about the camera? Ouch! Damon, I thought you trusted me. Why would I kill? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. Ouch! This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. Why would I kill anyone? Who cares about the camera? I didn't see anything. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. Why would I kill? I didn't. Ouch! I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. There's no... why won't you believe me? This isn't fair. This isn't fair. I just wanted to help.
Dude, where am I supposed to go?
I just wanted to help. I didn't see any... This isn't fair. Why would I kill anyone? This isn't fair. Why would I...
Dude! This is actually, like, the worst thing I've ever done in a Danganronpa game.
It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to... I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. There's no proof I killed. Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. I thought you trusted me. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see anything. Why would I kill anyone? It's Damon. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. I didn't see anything. Why would I kill anyone? This isn't fair. I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. Why would I kill any? Who cares about the camera? Ouch! I just wanted to help. Why would I kill any? This isn't fair. I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. Ouch! Who cares about the camera? It's Damon who's suspicious. Ouch! Why won't you believe me?
On Kingdom Hearts, it kind of does. Like, Kingdom Hearts are great Ace Attorney.
I just wanted to help. Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang.
Shit. Oh, I did hit her.
There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. I just wanted to help. There's no... Ouch! It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. Why would I kill anyone? Who cares about the camera? I didn't see it. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. Ow! It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolf.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my gosh.
Why would I kill Ed? Why would I... How could I access the security camera? Shut up!
What the fuck did I do? Oh my gosh, I pressed like 2 buttons at the same time.
Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. There's no proof I killed... I didn't see anything. I didn't see...
I need a fucking break, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. This is the dumbest thing. Okay, it was obviously Eva's personal game console, and I, like, fat-fingered it. I panicked. Dude! This is, like, the most dogshit thing I've ever done in a game. I think it's, like, way too intensive for a Danganronpa game. Like, most of the other things, like, yeah, basic, small rhythm games, maybe, like, matching shit. This is, like, super fucking intensive, super fucking hard. Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Like, it's an interesting mechanic. It's Cuphead level of difficulty, you're so right! Sorry to, like, any of the game devs watching this. I think Tozu's voice actor was here yesterday, so maybe someone is watching from, like, staff. But, man, this is so dumb.
There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. There's no...
my gosh, dude. Does my health restore at all? I feel like I take a bajillion damn hits.
I didn't see anything. Why would I? There's no proof I killed Wolf.
I think my health does restore.
I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help.
I just wanted to help.
It's Damon who's suspicious. Why would I kill anyone? It's Damon who's suspicious. This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. Why would I kill anyone? This isn't ouch! Damon, I thought you trusted me.
Some music is banging, you're right.
There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. There's no proof I killed. Why would I kill anyone?
Like, this is supposed to be the tutorial one. I expect, like, the final boss to be this hard.
I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. Who cares about the camera? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see it. This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to help. Who cares about the... I didn't see anything. I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see anything. There's no proof I killed. Who cares about the... Who cares about the camera? Why would I kill anyone? Why would I... Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair.
Is anyone in this fucking trial room watching me, like, do this?
I didn't see any... There's no...
One of these kids has to be like, what the fuck is going on in this guy's mind? I don't have to make it. I'm pretty low health right now.
It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. It's Damon who's suspicious. Why would I kill anyone?
Are my bullets, like, shooting, like, a bajillion miles per second right now?
I didn't see anything.
Like, way faster than before?
I just wanted to help. I didn't see anything. Who cares about the camera? Who cares about the camera?
I think they're back to normal now.
I told you so.
No. I told you so! Shut the fuck up! Oh my gosh. Who do you think is playing the music? Oh, true.
I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. This isn't
This shit's pissing me off.
Why would I kill I didn't see anything.
This might be the thing that stops me from recommending this game to people.
Damon who's suspicious. I just wanted to help. I didn't see anything. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help. Why would I kill anyone? This isn't fair. Why would I kill anyone? Who cares about the camera? Who cares about the camera? There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. I just wanted to help. Why would I kill anyone? It's Damon who's suspicious. Why would I kill anyone? Who cares about the camera? This isn't fair. Damon, I thought you trusted.
I'm sure they will take feedback.
This isn't fair. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see. It's Damon who's. It's Damon who's suspicious. Why would I kill anyone? It's Damon who's suspicious. Why would I kill anyone? Ouch! I just wanted to. Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious.
Okay.
I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. I just wanted to help. It's Damon who's suspicious. I didn't see and I just wanted to help.
Gosh.
It's Damon who's suspicious. Ouch! It's Damon who's suspicious. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. Why won't you believe me? Wolfgang. I didn't see anything. This isn't fair. There's no proof I killed Wolf. It's Damon who's suspicious. Who cares about the camera? I didn't see anything. There's no proof I killed Wolfgang. This isn't fair. Who cares about the camera? Why would I kill anyone? It's I just wanted to
It also doesn't help that the screen, like, shakes rapidly. when you take damage, so you just can't you can't like readjust yourself properly.
Fair. Why would I kill anyone? Why would I kill anyone? There's no proof I killed Wolf. I just wanted to help. This isn't fair. Why would I kill? How could I access the security camera?
It's over.
Fucking god! Oh my god!
No! Don't kill
me!
What you said was true, Ava. Whether or not the trap works depends on if the killer can see inside the boiler room. Which begs the question, how does the killer see inside? They can't just get on their knees and peek through the vent. Everyone in the dining hall would notice. Besides, the vent probably offers very little in the way of an actual view of the room.
Exactly! It's impossible!
Right. It's impossible. From this particular angle. If I switch perspectives, your entire argument comes completely undone.
What do you mean?
Ava assumes I'm taking only one factor into account. Her position at the time of Wolfgang's murder. Little does she know that in ruling out that factor, she's led me straight to another. A certain item which could have granted her the ability to see inside the boiler room. An item that, like the chemical smell, only makes sense when all other options have been ruled out. The game console she brought with her to the tournament!
Ava had a game console?
She wanted to get in the spirit of the tournament without being directly involved. Or so she claimed. But when every other option has been ruled out, what else can we look to but the one that's yet to be addressed?
Are you saying she saw inside the boiler room using the console?
So it played live footage of the room?
Sounds like a stretch.
If I'm wrong, Ava should be able to prove her innocence. Go on, Ava. Show us the console.
Huh?
I don't think she has the console on her, dude.
She has to. She never had an opportunity to slink away and dispose of it.
Well, what about the blackout?
When the blackout first hit, people were disorientated for about a minute at most. Ava likely spent those 60 seconds undoing the cord and moving the chair. Between then and now, she's never been alone. The only exception was when she and I split up to investigate the dining hall and the dorms respectively. However, the laundry room, dining hall, and courtyard all had people in them, so I doubt she hid the console in any of those rooms.
And the janitor closet? That room has been locked for days now. She obviously couldn't hide the console there.
Which means, it must still be on her person. Like I said earlier, if I'm wrong about the console, you can take it out right now and show everyone its contents.
What are you waiting for? Quit hiding the stupid thing and show it!
You're just trying to make me look bad. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just jealous of me. You're jealous of me and my talent. That's all you are. Jealous.
Hey.
Girl, shut the fuck
Calm
up.
down.
I'm sick of her. Kill her.
Why not just pull out the console?
Yes! Show us the console and then you'll be done with this!
No!
Eh?
I don't have to show anyone anything.
That's the most suspicious thing you could say.
It's not suspicious. I'm telling the truth.
That's obviously a lie.
Why go through the effort of mentioning Wolfgang's blackmail if you won't reveal this?
Now that I think back on it, Ava had been staring at her console the entire tournament. I thought it was weird. Coming all the way over to the dining hall when she could have just stayed in her dorm.
Well, where did she obtain this console? We should discuss those details before continuing any more with these accusations.
She said she won it from Tozu's gachapon.
Seems natural he would stock that machine with dangerous items. With this being a killing game and all.
Between 14 impossible culprits and one possible killer, there's no need to sort out the facts further. Ava, you're the only one we can vote for.
That's such twisted logic. You're going to vote for me without being completely sure I'm even guilty?
There's no need to be completely sure, if no one else can be suspected.
In case anyone still doubts Ava is the killer, I'll go through the case one last time. And once all the pieces are laid out for everyone to see, I'll prove she's the killer. Once and for all.
Alright. Diana and Wolfgang received. Alright, let's see. We got the blackout, closing the vent. Which end of the cord was slit through the vent? They'll use to direct Wolfgang, who arrived in the boiler room after Wolfgang, who took the knife and did the killer leave on the boiler room floor? Who arrived in the boiler room last? Was battery activated? There's like nothing to indicate that they're unlocked. Weird. There's some killer. Syringe.
Whew. This is how it happened.
This case was directly incited by the motive Tozu introduced, in which everyone here received another person's blackmail. Amidst the chaos that spawned, the killer saw an opportunity to commit a murder. They sent letters to two people, Wolfgang Akide, who they planned to kill, and Diana Venezia, who they planned to frame.
I'm gonna let it play through.
Wolfgang and Diana were asked to meet in the boiler room in 2 days' time. Wolfgang's letter told him to arrive at 8:15 a.m., while Diana's told her to arrive at 8:45 a.m.
The messages threatened to expose our blackmail, so we had no choice but to follow their instructions.
At this point, the killer probably knew the way they were going to kill Wolfgang. Hence, how they reacted to this next piece of information.
Also, like, damn, Wolfgang with his button uncollared? Dang.
It was revealed that Cassidy and Jet were going to hold a game tournament.
This collar unbuttoned.
The point was for people to spend time together and not think murdery thoughts. But little did we know, a would-be killer was lurking nearby. And how? The killer emboldened their own plans and made it so the tournament would happen at 9 a.m.
Did you just agree with yourself?
Both Wolfgang and Diana turned down the offer, which must have been music to the killer's ears, since it confirmed their plan was working. The killer took this as a sign to commence the next phase of their plan. Later that evening, they went downstairs to the boiler room and began preparing the murder weapon.
Though it might be more accurate to call it a murder mechanism. The killer wrapped an extension cord as tightly as they could around a car battery, which been stolen from Jet's room. I imagine the battery must have been sitting on top of the generator. Wouldn't want to risk an explosion by bringing lithium too close to the water.
The killer avoided opening the boiler room vent for this segment, probably because they knew I'd remember it being closed originally.
A crucial part of the killer's plan would involve sliding the cord through the boiler room vent and out the other end into the dining hall. So they could then walk upstairs to the dining hall and tie the protruding part of the cord to the dining hall vent.
Funnily enough,
Hi, Jet!
the killer was going to be needed in the dining hall very shortly.
I didn't see him waving at me again.
To help Cass and me rearrange the dining hall's furniture. We were saving the whole thing for next morning, but they convinced us to do it that night instead.
Their intentions were threefold. Create an alibi, hide the vent with a piece of furniture, and then open the vent in secret. After which, they'd return to the boiler room and suspend the battery over the generator.
Which brings us to today. Knowing better than to head downstairs without protection, Wolfgang went to the kitchen and armed himself with a knife. Toshiko didn't notice a knife on him when the two met in the hallway, so he must have hidden it in his blazer.
Wolfgang arrived inside the boiler room at 8:15 a.m., exactly like his letter requested. As he was waiting, the killer snuck up behind him.
And he got smacked right in the head with that steel rolling pin and crumpled like paper.
A syringe was then used to inject Wolfgang with a sleeping drug, ensuring he would remain in the boiler room until Diana arrived.
The killer might have, left the taser on the floor around this time.
Yeah, the taser they swiped from my dorm. They must have decided to raid the place after receiving my blackmail. If I'd heard about the taser sooner, I could have gotten rid of it, as well as whatever else my blackmail supposedly mentions.
Save the angsting for later, will you?
Anyway, back on topic. Wolfgang was left to lie in the partially flooded area of the boiler room, while the killer ran upstairs to help set up Mark's music equipment.
They didn't care about the equipment. They just wanted to put a speaker next to the vent, because it would drown out the fight which was going to happen later.
Don't forget the digital clock! They wanted to get there before that became available. Don't need people knowing what time you actually arrived.
My letter said to meet at 8:45 a.m. So that's when I got to the boiler room. I made sure to close the door behind me, just as the message told me to.
Bad idea. Killer flipped the doorknob so that the lock was on the outside instead of the inside. You locked yourself in!
The room was really dark too. I didn't even see the suspended battery, only the blinking security camera. And then, Wolfgang, he got up on his feet all of a sudden, and he started crying and saying these weird things. I tried to keep him calm and asked him to come over to me, which he actually did. But the very next second, he attacked me with his knife.
Listen, Wolfgang like this as well also has me feeling some sort of way.
The drugs probably gave him a frightening hallucination, and he perceived you as a threat.
He was screaming at me, and I was screaming back. No one from the tournament could hear us over the music. At one point, I even picked up the taser, but then I threw it back down again.
And that's when the killer decided it was
Stop
time.
her.
Having set their chair to recline, they were able to casually reach down and close the vent behind them. This lowered the extension cord, causing the car battery to enter the water and discharge a huge amount of electricity.
Why does that of Diana look way more anime than anything else?
Was electrocuted instantly. The battery itself exploded upon reacting with the water, which the killer was likely banking on as a way to destroy evidence. All of this happened right under my nose. No one could have guessed that someone present at the tournament was committing murder.
The explosion also damaged the generator and caused the blackout. Everyone ended up stumbling around in the dark.
Not for long, though. We quickly came back to our senses and agreed to look for a backup generator on the underground floor.
I used a hairpin to unlock the boiler room door and ran outside, but you guys had already made it downstairs.
That's when you say you ducked around a corner and out of sight. Only after everyone went inside the closets did you then dash upstairs.
It's a good thing she did. Otherwise, we'd have found her alone in her room with Wolfgang's dead body. We would have wrongly assumed Diana was the killer, and died as a result.
I think they would have figured it out.
This complicated scheme calls to mind only one person. One person who just so happened to be sitting in a certain sofa chair. That person is you, Ava Tsunaka. It's over, Ava. We know the truth.
It's not fair. This isn't fair. This isn't fair.
My blood is rushing.
Wonderful, brilliant, spectacular. I just spat all over the place. You have seen beyond the foul lies of the scorned mathematician and delivered the audible truth with wit and aplomb.
Well done.
This is worthy of praise. Allow me to reward your success with.
This isn't funny.
Can you shut it? Tozu's mad ramblings, the trial room had gone completely silent. Everyone was either staring at the floor or sneaking nervous glances at each other. Oh, I understand the reason for this frosty atmosphere. You found out who done it, so you now wish to know why done it.
Such a spoil sport.
Very well. Every murder mystery needs a motive, and I would be loath to break tradition at this stage.
There must be something.
Eva, why did you do this? Just why?
Come on.
Come on, speak up. You have nothing to lose now. It was Tozu. Huh? Tozu made me do it. What? You've been working with Tozu this entire time?
Such disrespect.
Me and her? Oh, please. If her plan was to secretly infiltrate the killing game, she wouldn't have given herself such an attention-grabbing ultimate title.
Rubbish.
I mean, seriously, ultimate liar? Talk about on the nose. No, Eva's just as much of a kidnappee as the rest of you.
Son of a bitch!
Son of a, you let her get away with breaking the rules. That's proof enough you're in cahoots.
Holy!
Huh? Eva broke the rules? Yeah, whenever she blew up the school fucking property. What the fuck was I punished for chucking a rock at a camera, but Eva wasn't punished for destroying a fucking generator?
Shit.
Is Eva the exception that Rule is talking about? What? Doesn't tap the screen of his trinket and conjured a familiar square-shaped hologram. With a few swipes of his finger, he located the killing game's rules. Okay, yeah, everyone, take a look at the second rule. Students are not allowed to vandalize any official killing game properties, such as the cameras and the Tozu trinkets. Exceptions may apply. You see how it says exceptions may apply at the end? Since Eva wasn't punished for breaking the generator, could that mean she counts as an exception?
Stop lying!
Oh, are you gonna explain how, or are you just trying to be a fucking contrarian?
This looks bad.
Well, if I had to make a guess, it's probably because Eva destroyed the generator while committing a murder.
What's all this about?
Are you saying Eva had special privileges? I think it's more like her method of murder was what destroyed the generator. Meaning the generator is technically tied to Wolfgang's death.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is why Eva was excused for breaking it. Yo, that can't actually be the reason, can it?
I see, I see.
Brutal!
What?
You...
See, Eva believed she would count an exception to that rule, which is why she didn't take any steps to avoid destroying the generator.
What?
She risked getting shot in the head over something she just assumed? No, with how confidently Eva executed the murder, she must have known for sure she wouldn't be penalized. How about it, Tozu? Did she ever share that information with her? Did you ever share that information with her? A desperate killer is much like a hungry seagull, ready to pounce upon the slightest crumb of substance. The mere implication of a loophole ignites the senses, and they, as desperate people always do, will shred their dignity in pursuit of confirmation. So, to answer your question, yes, Eva approached me with the same question as your friends are asking now. And yes, I confirmed her suspicions were true.
Not okay!
Seriously? That's so unfair! Unfair? Answering a reasonable question is far from unfair. Have you never asked a professor for help on assignment? Sure, your professor won't do the work for you. But they'll be happy to clear up any confusion you might have. Then, why did you ever say you made her kill Wolfgang? I suppose you could say even I made a deal. A deal? What kind of deal? A deal to begin the killing game.
Impossible!
Eh? In exchange for agreeing to perform the first kill, she would receive a special perk.
Plot twist!
The traitor perk!
Holy!
What do you mean, traitor perk? Is it the tablet Eva has? I mean, she refused to show it to us when we asked. Mind you that a host cannot simply hand over a traitor perk to anyone who asks. For a student to be eligible for a perk, they must first earn it.
That was very...
What do you mean earn it? Do you recall that little tidbit I shared with you about the pharmacy? You know, the one about a secret lurking inside. Interesting secrets lurking beyond the door. That secret, were you referring to the traitor perk?
Well done.
Indeed I was. When I said a very interesting secret was lurking inside, I meant that quite literally. I think separating you from the perk was a few inches of stainless steel and a pin pad. Pin pad? Oh gosh, you're talking about that big door I found tucked behind a shelf?
I see.
I see, it was hiding the traitor perk all along. How did he even figure out the password to the pin pad, though? Did she enter a bunch of random numbers until it, like, finally worked?
Well,
A 4-digit code would have been thousands of potential combinations. Unless Eva encountered unbelievable luck, the chances of her guessing the code in only a few days is extremely unlikely.
How?
Then, how does she know to get access to the traitor perk? 4 numbers to unlock the pin pad. How do you even figure them out? There's only one way. The one way I could see her obtaining this correct answer. It's to do that poster, isn't it? The mysterious poster in the pharmacy. Yeah? What poster are you?
Done.
Ding, 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 correct! Yes, inside one of the pharmacy rooms is a poster which reveals the code to the pin pad.
Real?
Reveals?
No.
That poster revealed the code, though. Is it 1210? It had to be important somehow. None of the visuals made sense. Exactly what caught my attention. I didn't know what to do with that information. How to decipher what I was seeing.
Pathetic.
And that is where you fell short of your mathematically gifted peer. With her keen eyesight and quick thinking, she saw the poster for what it really was.
Twist.
An equation! What? Your details deceitful. Those exclamation of grandeur may, in fact, be hints towards a certain something's nature that a large star and stand for of a coordinate plane. Not that it matters anymore. The passcode to that precious pin pad is, after all, being changed as we speak. To quote the words of my parents' parents, the road to freedom must always be paved with obstacles.
Sick and twisted.
No way, a math equation is totally up Eva's alley. Eva, you told me you couldn't understand the poster.
Long phase.
Of course you did. That equation is a key to the traitor perk. And handing it over would mean handing the perk over.
Shit.
So the traitor perk was Eva's reward for solving the puzzle?
Anybody?
The heck is even the perk? You still haven't explained that yet.
Me?
I assure you, it's a very handy thing to have. You see, this traitor perk allows the owner to access the school's security cameras using a tablet. That tablet, of course, being on Eva's person right now. Whoa!
Damn it.
So I was right. You accessed the cameras in the boiler room, which is why you saw Diana enter.
Oh, crud.
I thought it was weird Eva wouldn't show us the tablet, but I didn't think she was actually wired to the school cameras. Then the reason I saw the security camera light blinking back in the boiler room is because Eva's watching me? This is making too much sense. Eva, how could you negotiate with a kidnapper? Why would you have any reason to trust him? I had no choice. Huh? I either take his deal and give myself a chance to escape, or I would die here with the rest of you. You, that selfish attitude is the reason why we've ended up in this mess. Didn't we promise to make it out of here together? If we hadn't murdered one of the people who could have handled the situation, we might have made progress on escaping. Even if I didn't kill, someone else would have eventually. And if they were in my position right now, they wouldn't even admit to what they'd done. They'd cry and snivel and try to guilt you. They wouldn't be honest like me.
Watch it.
Honest or not, playing Tozu's game was risky. You were trapped in a small space with witnesses everywhere. That's not a gamble you should have taken.
What a joke.
We had food, we had shelter. All we had to do left was wait for our eventual rescue from this place. But I would have died first. It was obvious from what was happening with Wolfgang. His constant jeering at me over the few mistakes I'd make, while the rest of you followed his lead. If a class trial ever happened with him around, he would accuse me of being the killer even without evidence. And you all would have believed him. That's not... Because of Wolfgang, I was isolated from everyone else. He turned me into an easy target for murder. And if I was murdered, would the rest of you even bother to find out who killed me? There's no way you would. There's no way anyone would. You're all the worst. I hope you'll rot here. That's cool, man.
Really let me down.
Even if we had some rough spots, some of us still try to get along with you. Maybe in the gaming tournament, I was fine with you joining. You think a few games were enough to forgive everything you did to me? None of you actually cared about me. None of you. I've never been anything to anyone. What do you mean? It really is the same in here as it is out there. I'm always the one that people hated. I didn't choose this talent. I was just doing what others wanted me to do. I was the prodigy student the adults wanted me to be. I thought I did everything right. But I still kept being judged. Everyone else around me resented me, hated me, because they wanted the love I received. Or what they thought was love. And despite all my hard work, the UTP turned me into something I never wanted to be. Even if I wanted to return to normality, it would be impossible. I'm stuck with this talent for life. And now when I try to become something more than a sad joke, I get hit with the realization that all my efforts were for nothing. I never could be anyone else. I'll never get what I deserve. But I cared.
I don't understand.
Eva, I cared about you. I don't get it.
Why?
Eva, why did you free me? I cared for you and stood up for you whenever I could.
Don't say that!
I want to be your roommate. I want to help you.
I don't want to.
Didn't mean anything. Why? You still agreed with everything Wolfgang said. No matter what he did to me, you kept on supporting him. Is that why you tried to frame me for his murder? Yeah, and you deserved it. No. I let out a sob and nearly fell onto her podium. Diana! Eloise ran over to Diana and put her arm around her shoulder.
How can you believe that?
Why did you have to kill Wolfgang in front of her? That's so cruel. She obviously knew what she was doing. Both the cause and time of death were mentioned in the mock trial case. The same reason they would be mentioned here too. And Eva realized that she tried to leverage it against us. I'm sure seeing that little camera perk made it all too easy to time the murder.
Shut it!
Enough of this bullshit already. So Eva's a privileged little asshole who thinks her life sucks. Who cares? You took Wolfgang's life. The only thing you deserve is some fucking comeuppance. And she's actually telling the truth. Murdering someone because they lied about their inoffensive talent? Even she must know how ridiculous that sounds.
How can that be?
If Eva didn't kill Wolfgang because she was scared, then why did she kill him?
Honestly?
Why else but to escape the killing game? I doubt any of us were ever affect her. In fact, it was probably the complete opposite.
Shocking.
She thought she was smarter than better than all of us. That's why she thought she could win the class trial.
My thoughts exactly.
Yes, I agree with Winona. In that case, do you reckon Eva killed Wolfgang because of his abilities as a lawyer? She herself admitted he would suspected her if he was here. Clearly, Wolfgang was the best person to kill if she wanted to escape.
Nope.
And anyway, Eva's the only one who's vulnerable. There are people here with even weaker bodies and weaker minds. Anyone who's looking for an easy kill would know who to target them first. It doesn't matter. Even if no one targeted me, I still would have died first. How so? Because of the perk. Huh? Tozu told me that if I didn't use the perk to murder someone as soon as possible, I was going to die.
What did you say?
What?
Nonsense.
Is this true, Tozu?
Me?
Guilty as charged.
Dude, no!
No way! Tozu never told me the number of days I had left, just that I need to kill soon. If I didn't kill soon, I'd die.
This isn't fair.
I had to do something. You can't blame me for that. If you were in my shoes, you would have all done the same.
Worthless.
It's your own fault. You're only in that situation because you took the perk.
No!
Tozu targeted me with the math puzzle. He offered me the perk when I was at my lowest point. If you guys were approached the way I was, and offered a chance to go home, you would have taken the perk too. You're just a bunch of hypocrites. You just want to make me look like the villain so you feel less bad about killing me. Killing her? That's right. How could I forget? The black gun is uncovered.
Dumbass!
Enough already. I'm sick of talking to this scumbag. Get on with the fucking execution, will ya? Alright. The soap opera is entertaining, but I realize it's time to change the channel. Wait, don't tell me you're actually gonna...
Holy...
All of a sudden, the elevator behind us began to turn alive. The roar of machinery could be heard from the other side of the doors. Raw and loud and rhythmic, like a mechanical symphony. Pro quo. We're about to witness something. And do not avert your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. I heard a lot of the budget went into this. No, I don't. What's going on? This isn't happening. This isn't happening.
Blood is rushing.
To the victor go the spoils. Hail the honorable dead. Avenged at last. I don't deserve this. And if you hate me, I don't deserve this. And charitable justice inspire fear and humility within these wretched souls.
Don't kill me.
This isn't fair. I don't deserve to die. I deserve to live. I deserve to live. And stir the hearts and minds of all those bearing witnesses. Ready, everyone? Let the show begin.
I want to live. I deserve to live. I'm going to live. I'm going to live!
That fucking Junko? Oh, that was Mara. Dude, that looked like Junko. I was like, what the fuck? I forgot Mara existed. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh, not the fucking... I don't even know what those things are called. The ruler-looking things. Ah! Ah! That shit hurts! Ah, dude, I just jumped in the fucking fire at that point. What's the big math thing that could just... What the fuck? Not the dummy. Oh, because it was a lie! And she was the ultimate liar. Oh my gosh, that was a cruel... But it was a okay execution. I'm trying to like debate on like where it falls on like all the other executions. It's kind of in the middle. I get the symbolism they're going for with her reaching out for the dummy that was fake because she was a liar as well as math. I feel like they could have done the math part a little better, but yeah. For fan game, it's good. I like. I just meant like the method of like the execution. Like it looked pretty good. Like the execution itself looked good. I just meant like the method. Her body had seized up. I couldn't move a single limb. Couldn't say a single word. All I could do was stand and stare. My mind at complete and total loss.
There's no way.
So that's what punishment entails. Let me go home, please. Let me go home.
Isn't this lovely?
Goodness, talk about a heated moment. You put up quite a fight. For a second there, she almost had me believing we underestimated her.
Moving on.
Just kidding.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, I wish it was overloading word with math. I was like, what's a big-ass math thing that could just come down and just wreck the fuck out of her? How could you do this? Forcing these innocent people to kill each other.
Terrible.
They're judgmental.
Just terrible.
So judgmental. Need I remind you that this is a student-on-student warfare? Just shut up already. Eva, why? You just seemed a friend. I could have been the friend you needed. Why did you do this?
I can't believe it.
I think I'm gonna be sick. I don't even know what I'm feeling anymore. I don't want to die. Oh, I'm totally gonna die here, aren't I? No one else is gonna die here. We're all gonna be okay. Come on, repeat after me. I'm here and I'm okay. I'm here and I'm okay. I'm here and I'm okay. This was my reality. The fear of death had already been heavy on my shoulders ever since the killing game was announced. But now it completely enveloped me. I can't do it. I can't lie to myself again. Again?
It's all my fault.
I'm not okay. I'm never gonna be okay. I could have changed things. I could have saved her. And him, Wolfgang. If I just dragged him out of the water, I could have saved him. Why did I save him?
No.
Diana, you had no way of knowing what was gonna come next. He was wielding a knife too. Anyone would have done what you did. Did he really bring a knife for self-defense? Usually a comment like that would have gotten a rise out of Grace, but she stayed completely silent. I can't let it end. Wolfgang's kindness, I can't let anyone forget it.
It is how it is.
And it goes without saying, I'm sure everyone will remember what Wolfgang did for us. I never thought of the lengths my talent can go. The ability to change others' appearances to be the best version of themselves. It's always been someone else who sits in front of the mirror. I've never really put myself in that place. Diana, you okay? If I can't save Wolfgang, then at the very least, maybe I can live for him.
Believe me.
You didn't do anything wrong, Diana.
Pardon me.
Yeah. I can't do this. I can fulfill the life he wasn't able to live. Huh?
Like a chameleon, I will adapt. I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps and continue what he wasn't able to accomplish.
You know, once I like figured out that it wasn't Diana and it was going to be Eva, I was thinking that she'd probably be like our assistant character, like our Kyoko or whatever.
I'll become something new.
Tears were running down Diana's face, but her expression, somehow she looked determined. I couldn't understand it. Despite everything she's been through, here she was making some silly vow about continuing Wolfgang's legacy, acting like she's a hero from a storybook. Has this girl lost her mind?
Hold on.
Wolfgang and Eva, neither of them deserve this. I won't let what happened to them happen to anyone else here.
Won't back down.
For both their sakes, I'll save everyone from the killing game.
You've got to be kidding me.
Take this seriously, will you?
What?
Can this get any
It
worse?
seems he appears on much in the mood for heroic monologues.
Moving on.
Anyhow, it's been a long day. They, like, when we got to the investigation, I was like, they definitely, like, progress Ava's story, like, way too much. Like, she opened up to us way too fast. I saw it. I just think it was really strange how she was really helpful to us during the investigation. Like, she helped us the whole fucking way. Like, she guided us. Like, she didn't try to, like, stray us from anything. She literally was like, hey, we're doing this, we're going here, we're looking at all these things. Like, that was what threw me off. But she was still incredibly sus. Like, her wanting to help out with the thing, and like, things like that, like, just little bits and pieces, like, made me, like, think, yeah, she's probably the killer. But I just took the bait and assumed it was Diana. I was like, there's too much that points to her. It's probably her. Yeah. Anyway, it's been a long day. The crime scene has already been cleaned up. Unless you have any further questions for me, you are all free to return to your dorms. So, any further questions?
Lost.
Ingrates.
No, I've heard that one before. And also, since I'll take that as a no.
Good evening.
Until next time, everyone. It's like last time, Tozu walked over to the throne.
Isn't this lovely?
By the way, you're safe to ride the elevator back up. We've set it back to its default mode. What you glimpsed before was simply its punishment mode. On that ominous note, he was lowered underground. Hey guys, shouldn't we go back to our rooms? Aye, it's about time we draw this day to a close. Good idea. People silently made their way to the elevator, horror and despair etched on their faces. It was clear, today's events would not be easily forgotten. True. And then there was me. Everything I'd been ruminating over, the devastating images which had been plaguing my mind. Wolfgang's murder. The trial. Eva dying right in front of me, swallowed by a pit of fire. It all had retreated to the corners of my mind. Plot twist, it's like, actually, I'm not going to say it. But let's just say there's a game where characters fall into a pit of fire and die, supposedly, but there's a room underneath the fire that they're like completely fine. What if that happens? I doubt it, but I think she's dead. The only thing I can focus on now are those 5 words. I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps. Hearing those words come from Diana after everything that's happened, seeing her raise her chin and act so tall and proud, just like Wolfgang once did, pissed me off. Oh, man. That was something. Now we wait. And yeah, that's the end for now. Oh my gosh, dude. It was so good. I'm excited. I really fucking hope that they fix the... I don't even remember what the game was. The argument. The final argument. That shit was dog shit. And they need to fix that. It's... Holy cow. That why was it that hard? Like, sure, I screwed up a few times here and there, but that shit, I literally game overed like 7 times. Probably more. Which one's Soze? Was that the music? Your Kai's VA? Oh my gosh. Thank you for your hard work. I really like your voice. Oh man. It was a really good... It's been really good so far. I'm excited to see where it goes. Aside from the final argument part, that part was bad, but other than that, it was really, really good. This game, like, dude, when we were, like, getting up to the murder, my heart was fucking pounding. That's how you know it was good. I'm just like, I'm very emotional. I was pretty sad that it was Ava. Like, they did her so well too. Like, she was like, oh yeah, like, I'm glad I could open up to you, and then she smiled at us, and like, she was being really nice. She was like, when we were playing the game, she was like, I hope you do well, Damon. Fuck her! Why would she do that to me? My heart's broken! Oh my gosh, dude. Dude! Oh, and that's the end. Like, my big theory... Yeah, Eva was Eve. She literally was the... Oh my gosh, we were the snake! Put in the feedback channel? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna join the Discord after this. I assume you mean the Discord, yeah. Who's the apple? I actually don't know. The little logo on the desktop, what is the apple? But man, Crystal Twitter, got it. Yeah. On that, this has been like, this is like on par with like the rest of the Danganronpa games, and I want more people to play it because it's really, really good. The characters are also incredibly memorable. Shout out to like your entire like voice cast for bringing the characters to life. They're all doing really good, in my opinion. As well as like the character designers. The character designs are really, really good too. Alright, I've been going for like, what, 4.5 hours? Yeah, 5 hours almost. Damn. I was not expecting the trial to be this long. So, let's go ahead and raid someone else.